My garage is filled with sexy Italians. Hello, welcome back to NewZeroland. So I want to thank everybody who watched the last video, the big unveil. I don't think I'll do another premiere like that, just because I don't want to make you guys wait. That was kind of mean. But it was such a big deal that I wanted to make a big deal out of it. I mean, I unveiled 2.5 bikes and a car conversion project. And just to clear up the confusion, yes, I am actually putting Energica parts into a Honda Beat. It wasn't just elaborate misdirection for the whole video, even though that's what I usually do. But yeah, the car conversion is just going to be like a side project. I'll just sprinkle in videos every once in a while, because the real stars of the show are these. 2022 Energica Ribelles, both red because they're Italian. These have the 21.5 kilowatt-hour batteries, the biggest packs in any production electric motorcycle, which are actually lighter than the old 13.4 battery I had in my Ego. Also, these have the new EMCE motors that put out a ridiculous 169 horsepower and 159 foot-pounds of torque. Basically a huge leap forward in technology, so we figured it was a good time to upgrade. As you can see, we ordered a matching pair, but both have slight differences. Jen spec'd hers out with all the touring options. The windscreen saddlebags. Yeah, these are the bags. I have no idea why I forgot to put them on the bike to shoot the video, but yeah, these are awesome and they're huge. Actually, since these pop out, you can almost fit a helmet inside. Almost. Like it's just slightly too small. Oh, maybe, I don't know, if you force it. So yeah, huge bags. There are definitely going to be a lot of road trips in our future. She also went with keyless start, because how futuristic is that? This is a really special bike because it's not only Jen's first brand new motorcycle, but it was also built specifically for her. The awesome Energica team lowered it and had Corbin customize the seat to make it shorter and flatter. Doing these tweaks to Jen's Ribelle actually made the seat height lower than our Zero SR. So if you're 5'5" like Jen and wondering if a Ribelle will fit you, with some mods, it totally will. And I kind of want that Corbin seat on mine now. Speaking of my bike, instead of getting the windscreen and saddlebags, I went with the RS model. And I can't speak Italian as well as Jen, but it's Reparto Sportivo, which means sport department. This one has a different power map to drop the acceleration times from 2.8 seconds down to 2.6 seconds. I know, it's already insane, and am I actually going to feel the difference? Probably not, but why risk it? If you want something that's the best, make sure it's the best. If you've been watching my channel, you know this isn't my first Energica. I'm a return customer, and I think it says a lot that I came back for seconds. Or thirds, I guess. There are more Energicas in my garage than there are out in the whole rest of New Zealand. Anyway, compared to my old Energica, these ones are faster, they go further, and they're lighter weight. So why do we buy these specific models? Well, obviously they were going to be Energicas. I can say, after riding the newest Zeros and Livewires, Energica makes the best electric motorcycles. Looking at all the specs, the styling, how they feel to ride, there's just nothing else like them. And we went with Ribelles because they're not as racy as Egos, but still have that sporty, aggressive, I want to fight everybody on the road attitude. And they have the muscle to back it up. Number one has always been, and will always be, power. It's hard to describe how quickly you go from cruising along, having a great time, to cranking the throttle a bit too much and reaching some kind of enlightenment. These motors are also liquid cooled, just like every other high performance motor, so you never have to worry about overheating and you can scare yourself all day long. Next is range. Like I said, these have bigger batteries than any other electric motorcycle. And so far, the estimated range I'm seeing on the dash is crazy. These things do over 200 kilometers at highway speed. So for road trips, this is exactly what we needed. You can ride for hours without stopping to charge. And when you have to charge, the stop isn't very long. Another huge reason for going with Energicas is really fast charging. It came down to AC or DC charging. You know, at home everything's AC, you just plug in, charge up overnight. It's the same for every bike. But out on the road, which one's better? I went with DC charging, and there's a reason for that. Just get the last little bits. Alright, let's go for a ride and I will explain. Actually, hold on, before I go, because there's always some loser who leaves me a comment like, hey, that's a 50k zone and you're speeding. Instead of going through my whole video and digitally adding kittens, I made stickers. You can find them in my merch store. If you didn't know, I have a merch store. and it has kitten stickers in it. Anyway, put them on some cardboard, cut them out, cut them all out. Now you can choose which kittens you want to use. Then put on some blue tack or whatever the equivalent sticky thing is in your country, and bam! No more annoying comments or lengthy post-production. One for Jen too. And the Tesla, why not? Okay, so charging. Every bike does it slightly differently, and everybody has their own personal preference on what they think the ultimate charging setup is, either for, I don't know, for their infrastructure in their area or what they think is best. But you guys clicked on my video because you want to hear my thoughts, I guess, so I'm gonna tell you. Everybody picks on the Livewire because it only has a 1.5 kilowatt AC charger and no level 2 AC charging, and then it has DC charging. And this isn't a popular thing to say, but I feel like Harley did it right. Because if you think about it, when you're at home, you're just slow charging overnight, usually, right? So you only really need a 1.5 kilowatt charger, because in the US, that's the power that the socket in the wall puts out. And then when you're out doing road trips, you want to charge as fast as possible. So obviously you use DC charging. And then Energica, I guess, uses the same methodology where if you're at home, you just slow charge overnight. But this bike has a 3 kilowatt AC charger just because the sockets in Europe and New Zealand have more power. And then DC charging for anytime you're outside. And then zero, we don't talk about zero. Because if a bike doesn't have DC charging, it's not future-proof. You know, CCS is, moving forward, that's what everybody's using. That's what all the fastest charging vehicles in the world use. Actually, over here, Teslas use CCS. And so, eventually, when the superchargers open up, we'll be able to use those because we share the same plug. Everybody uses CCS now, which is awesome for us because there are so many supercharging stations at the same location that we could charge our bikes at the same time. People love arguing that there aren't any DC stations in their area, and then I look on PlugShare and I see tons of them, or I see these little icons that say in construction because new DC stations are popping up every day. Oh, that's fast. So to sum up, those are the fastest charging stations, and Energicas are the fastest charging electric motorcycles, and so that's why we got these. The next reason we bought these is build quality. Like when it comes to fit and finish and the components and just everything about these bikes, the Italians are unbeatable. And the design, this is the kind of bike that when you park it, when you're walking away, you turn around and look at it again multiple times. That's how you know you bought the right bike. So the other day I rode out to my buddy's laser cutting shop to talk to him about like adapters and mounts and stuff for the Energica project. And I'm excited about that, super excited. He's excited, it's gonna be a fun project. And of course he had to come out and see the bike, and he told all his coworkers, hey, you gotta see this new electric bike, it's crazy. And so, like, one question that I always get, and I've always gotten with the Zero, is how much does it cost? Because, you know, it's brand new technology, and usually electric vehicles are really expensive, and obviously this one looks super fancy. And with the Zero, the reaction I would always get is, ah man, yeah, I guess batteries are expensive. But with this one, it was totally different. They were like, oh yeah, that's not too bad. Even though this bike costs like over twice as much as the Zero did, they're like, yeah, basically Ducati money. It's no big deal. And it kind of blew my mind because I feel like this is the first time that an electric motorcycle has the performance and the range and styling, sex appeal and all that stuff to really get gas bikers interested and for them to not think it's too expensive. And I feel like build quality also reflects reliability. Something that's come up a lot is that Energica doesn't have as many dealers as Harley or Zero. And so a lot of people are going with them because they feel like they need a service station that's closer just in case something breaks. And for me, obviously, there's no dealer in the entire country. So people ask if I'm worried. And to that, I have another story to tell. So I have a buddy that used to do motorcycle trips in India, and I asked him, oh yeah, do you do it on Royal Enfields? Because I've heard that, you know, if the bikes break down, you can have them repaired just anywhere, like stop at any shop and people can work on your bike and fix it. And he said the reason for that is because Royal Enfields break down everywhere, and so everybody knows how to fix them. So he rides a KTM because it doesn't break down. And that's kind of my mentality about buying an Energica. I wanted to get something that wouldn't need a service station, which is why I didn't get a Zero. Oh my god, gas prices are insane. $3.23 for premium. Jeez. Oh yeah, servicing. So obviously these motors are liquid cooled, and so you'll need to do a coolant flush kind of thing. The new setup on these with the new motors and controllers and stuff is that the motor and controller share the same coolant, and then the gearbox has like a very small amount of oil, like a cup or less. And changing the oil on these bikes looks so insanely easy, and of course I'm just going to do it myself. Like, yeah, so easy. But the service intervals are insane, like 40,000 kilometers or more. So am I worried about servicing? No. But if I need parts, there's the Energica headquarters in San Francisco that I'm good friends with those guys now. There's Energica of New England. Rob over there is actually making some awesome aftermarket parts for Energicas now, and so if I ever need parts or cool custom bits for the bike, I'll just buy them from him. That'd be awesome. And now there's an Energica dealer in Australia, the Australian Electric Motor Company, which is a branch of the English electric motorcycle company. Their shop setup looks amazing, and I can't wait to go visit them. But the biggest reason why we went with Energicas is the company itself. They treat us like family. I mean, all the stuff that they did to Jen's bike to make her happy just means so much to both of us. And this is exactly why I bought another Energica and would probably buy another one in the future. Anyway, I just wanted to make a little introduction to what bikes we got and why we got them. I'm not a motorcycle salesman, right? I don't get paid to make these videos. I just make them for fun because I want people to know that these bikes exist. That the futuristic sci-fi world where we have electric motorcycles happens. We're here, we're in it. And these are bikes that you can just buy. They're not exclusively Moto E bikes that you only see on TV. They're actually something that you can buy and ride, and like, I can't wait to just get out and do more road trips on this thing. I don't know if Energicas are ahead of their time or if everyone else is just really far behind. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.